Hi there, Randy Orwin here from the Information School at the University of Washington. I just wanted to create a video that kind of just describes the platform that we're using for Capstone because I really wanted to get this down in case the ohyay platform disappears in September like they're saying. An amazing platform that allowed me to build out a custom site to manage our Capstone. So I'm actually in our main hall area, and so I want to kind of walk through kind of some of the things that you can see. I can move my video, so if I grab my video you can see the gray boxes that pop up, so I can move it up into this area here, or I can move it down here into the audience. So I'll put myself back over here. And then on this page, we got a number of different things. So I have some room controls here, so I can pop this open and you can see I have a lot of different options that I have. So I can turn on music, I can go ahead and hide that wall there, and that wall disappears, or I can bring that back, or I can say I want to show the screen, so I'm just going to do a screen share, so that pops up, and I can say let's go ahead and hide the screen, and so I control all of those different kinds of things that are there. So we also have some kind of popover kinds of things, so if I mouse over this it tells me click a door below to go to a room, or if I mouse over a door it actually gives me the program for that particular event in that particular room. So that's one thing. We do have some help down here in the bottom right, so that's nice. We have Q&A that's going to happen. And then we have some other kind of cool features that I've added to this room. So for our students, if they are set up with the right permissions, then they will see this button here that says private practice rooms for student use. And they can click on this and it sets up a private practice room that only they can see, and then they can invite others. We'll go into that in a second. And then if, say, during the event somebody wanted to meet with a student and actually discuss their project, they can spawn a private conversation room and go in and take a look at what's in that particular room. So that's kind of the basics of this hall. Down at the bottom down here, if I move my thing, you can see a list here, and so that will hold all the visitors that come down in, and it will show up to I think 12 video simultaneously. Didn't want to push too much video out or it would kill people's internet off. So let's go ahead and I'm going to actually turn on the menu up here. So I have the option of a list of rooms that are available to people, and then there's also chat down here, and depending on what your status is you can chat to any room in the system, every space, or you can go to individual users. Here's our help space. I just clicked on the help space. This has some particular things. It's got a chat box if you want to chat, some links to video tutorials, and it'll show 4 video feeds here in this box. But let's go all the way back up here to the place where you enter, and this is the spot where people come when they first log into the system, and this gives them an opportunity to get a tour of everything that's going on inside of the system. So we'll just walk through this tour real quick. Talks about the system specs and things like that. So I can say next. This is a browser-based platform, so when you look in the top right left corner, it's going to ask you, can I use your microphone and your video camera? And you want to make sure you say allow or it's not going to work. Once you do that, then it walks you through how do you get logged in, how do you configure your camera. So you can see up there in the top right it shows what's there. It shows how to configure that. It actually walks you through muting your camera and your microphone and leaving. Walks you through sharing your screen, and so you can see all of the information about sharing your screen, and up here in the top left I can click on this and it will actually give me my quality that I want to use, or I can click on the share screen and it lets me share all the different things that I have available. So I'm just going to go over here and say next, and then you can see video pod. So here I am, I've popped up in this video pod, and I can actually pick my video up and I can move it anywhere, and it's really kind of nice. So we've got some information about video pods. And then a nice thing in ohyay is side conversations. And if there were multiple people in here, I could do a side conversation. So I can do try out a side conversation, and then I can mouse over somebody, and you can see this box here. So start a side conversation. I click that, and it pops up, and now I'm invited to this conversation with this individual. I will still everything in the platform, but it will be quieter, and everything will be um, louder for the two of us, or however many people we want to do, because I can invite others to that. So I can grab some users. I can say, let's add Ramsey Kane, and let's invite Bellamy Knapp. And these are not real users, so they're just robots that are out there. But then I'm having a conversation with all these people. And so the side conversations are really, really cool because you can still watch the event, but have side conversations, just like leaning over and talking to the person next to you. Then it walks you through. Let me turn my video off here so you can actually read this. Move my video out of the way. In the top left, it shows what's up here with the button, and then this button gives you the room list. This button shows you the chat. We've already walked through that. And then we have private chats. I'm not sure why my video is still popping up into that window. That's a bit odd. So I can move me out of the way there. So that's really strange. But then it talks about doing chat. We can do reactions down here. So these are kind of fun. They just fly up on the screen when you click on them. So people really like that. And then we can say skip the tour and enter Capstone. And we're back into the main room. So let's take a look at what's in a standard presentation room. So I'll just go in here to a regular presentation room. And so as I'm logged in as the admin user, so I see a bunch of different things. So this is me right here, and you can see if I grab my thing, I can put myself anywhere in this space. So if I go up here to moderators, it's going to force me to turn on my mic and my camera phone, so I can, or my microphone and my camera. So that pops up. You can see the green bar around my image, and that tells you that my microphone is actually working. So if I stop talking, the little green thing goes away. As soon as I start, it pops up. Now, because I'm in the moderators list, I have the ability to run the timer up here in the top corner. And you can see it starts and stops, and I can reset that. That helps out with the students. I also have the ability to manage what's going on. So if I need to clear the project panel, so if there were people down here in this bottom area, I can say bump all those people out. I can turn on the music. If somebody's doing a screen share and we don't want it, I can stop that screen share. Or if there are questions over in the Q&A, I can actually clear those questions all at once by being the room moderator. If I go down to the audience down here at the bottom, you can see I don't have any of the things here to have access to. I can ask questions, and that's about it. I can go back to the main hall. Because I'm listed as a student and a moderator, I will actually get these moderator tips. As a moderator, if I were a student, I get this one that says what's going on with the student, and I can also go in and look at the room program. So it's a really fun space to play with. Now, if I'm a student and I drag myself up here into the project panel, then in the project panel, I have a timer that's a practice timer that I can use as a student. We have 10 minutes for students. I can hide that practice timer, or I can bring it back up. I can say start and stop this practice timer, and this timer is only visible if they are a student and they are in one of these 4 areas here for the panel discussion. They're the only people who will see this timer. So if I change my permissions, I can't actually put myself in here. I can only be down here. And you can see as soon as I drop out of that panel, The timer's still going on, but I don't see it because I'm not up here. As soon as I come back up here, you can see it's still clicking away. So that's just for students to practice. So that's a really nice functionality. So that's the basic space. I can do screen share by selecting what I want to share. Multiple tabs, windows. I can share my entire screen. System audio, all those kinds of things that you can do with sharing in most other platforms. We also have in here some spaces for our Capstone instructors to have an office hour. And then they had some practice rooms that I built specifically for those office hours practice rooms. And then the other thing, when we go back to the main hall, these are the pieces that these are kind of fun. If I'm a student and I want to actually practice, I click on this button. That gives me the option to put in my name for my room. Let's put a space in there, and I save my room name, and we can see at the top it gives me my room name, but notice it doesn't show up in the list over here. So it's a private room. Only I can see this. Then I can say invite guests, and anybody who's currently in the platform, I can search for those people and their name will show up in this list. I can say add, and it will send an invite to them, and they can join this space just for practicing. The nice thing is when I exit this space, now that I'm back in the main hall, in about 1 minute's time, that custom space that I created, that disappears. And so as if it never existed. And then we have this private conversations room. So this is the one I talked about earlier. Someone wanted to talk to me about my project. I can come in here and I can meet, and you can see I have a number of places where I can move my video. And then I can have a chat with people, and that makes it kind of nice. There's music. You're not hearing the music now because I'm not capturing system music, but and then I can say back to the main hall. Same thing, invite users. Go back to the main hall, yep. And then I'm back to the main hall. And this is really where I'll have a big meeting here with everybody, and that makes it the kind of the welcome from the dean and all those other people. So in a 12-minute video, that is our Capstone Space that was created specifically for the University of Washington Information School's online Capstone event. I hope you enjoyed this little tour.